Lesson 2. Accessing your natural operating system. Reconnecting with your success code. Welcome back to our exploration of your natural success operating system. In our previous lesson, we discovered the fundamental components of the mental operating system you were born with. The unbound curiosity, infinite possibilities thinking, resilience, and present moment focused that characterized your natural approach before society's code was installed. Now I want to share how I personally discovered this power of this mental programming through my own entrepreneurial journey and show you exactly how to reconnect with your authentic success code through practical implementation. Let me share how I discovered the power of my natural success operating system and how I began the journey to restore it. After years of being labeled a failure for not fitting into society's mold, I left my hometown and got a job on a cruise ship. Before I left, I was fortunate enough to experience what I can only describe as positive brainwashing through my work as a personal trainer. I was immersed in an environment that constantly reinforced the idea that I could do anything. When I arrived on that cruise ship, something profound happened. Nobody knew me. There were no preconceived notions about who I was or what I was capable of. For the first time since childhood, I had the opportunity to operate on my original programming rather than society's limitations. What happened next was remarkable. Everything I touched turned into gold. I became the most successful personal trainer, traveled to 176 countries, did 2 work courses, sold over 1 million from stage, and created programs that transformed lives. I wasn't doing anything magical. I was simply operating on my natural success mindset, free from the limiting code that had been installed throughout my entire youth. But then something happened that forced me to confront how fragile my mindset could be when challenged. I decided to open my own cryo spa and partnered up with someone who turned out to be what I can only describe as an energy vampire. He invested in the business, but at a terrible cost. Day after day, he told me what an idiot I was, how I couldn't do anything right, how I was a loser. The business started with 80K in debt, and I found myself in an incredible, difficult situation. And something devastating happened. I began to believe him. I watched as my natural success mindset, the same mindset that had helped me achieve extraordinary things, was systematically overridden by his constant criticism. All the limiting beliefs from my childhood came flooding back. I was running corrupted code again. That's when I had my epiphany. I realized that what I was experiencing wasn't my natural state. It was programmed limitation. I couldn't continue living this way. It was killing me inside. And that's when I made a decision that changed everything. I would reclaim my natural success mindset. I dedicated myself to this goal with total commitment. I meditated for 5 hours a day for 4 months. I followed Robin Sharma's 5 AM Club for 6 months straight. I embarked on a journey of massive self-exploration. What I discovered through this process were specific strategies to systematically debug my mental operating system and restore my natural success programming. These are the exact strategies I'm going to share with you throughout this course. Now it's your turn to begin recognizing your natural success operating system versus the program limitations you've acquired. Here are the first steps. Conduct your programming audit. Identify one area where you naturally excel without effort or fear. Note how your thinking differs in this area compared to others where you feel limited. This contrast reveals the difference between your natural programming and installed limitations. Second, begin your code recognition practice. For the next 24 hours, simply notice when limiting thoughts arise. For each limiting thought, ask, is this my natural thinking or is this installed programming? Don't try to change anything yet, just create awareness of which operating system you're running. Third, activate your childhood success memory. Recall a specific challenge you overcame as a child without fear or limitation. For example, riding the bicycle or whatever it is. Write down how you approached that challenge, your natural success protocol. Compare this to how you approach challenges today, your current operating system. 4. Prepare your mental debugging tools. Download the Natural Success Code Recognition Checklist from the resources. Use it to start identifying specific limiting beliefs that aren't part of your original programming. This preparation will be essential for what you learn in our next lesson. What if everything you've been struggling with isn't because you lack ability, knowledge, or effort, but because you're running corrupted mental software? What if your natural state, your original programming, already contains everything you need to achieve extraordinary success? This isn't about becoming something you're not. It's about returning to who you truly are. It's about restoring your mental operating system to its original optimal state. In our next lesson, I'll show you exactly how society installs limiting code in your mental operating system. You'll discover the specific moments when your natural success mindset was overwritten, and more importantly, how these installations can be reversed. The journey to reclaim your natural success mindset isn't about learning something new. It's about remembering something you've always known. It's about reconnecting with the fearless, creative, resilient operating system you were born with. Your future self, the one who operates from your natural success mindset, is waiting for you to restore what was always yours. Let's begin debugging your mental operating system now. Natural Success Code Recognition Checklist. How to use this tool. This checklist helps you identify when you are running limiting code versus your natural success programming. Use it daily for best results. Part 1. When you notice a limiting thought, answer these questions to determine if it's installed code or natural programming. More yes answers indicate installed limiting code. Part 2. For each limiting thought, apply these tools to reconnect with your natural operating system. Note which tools work best for you. Part 3. Track your limiting thoughts throughout the day, along with the natural alternative and the action you took. This creates awareness of your mental programming patterns. Instructions. Make a copy of this sheet. Set a reminder to complete it daily. Notice how your awareness of limiting versus natural code increases over time. Look for patterns in which limiting thoughts appear most frequently. Identify which natural code activation tools work best for you. The purpose isn't to judge yourself, but to become aware of which operating system you're running at different times. This awareness is the first step in restoring your natural success programming. That's it for now. See you in the next lesson tomorrow.